Hello viewer, I am Ghanshyam and welcome all of you to Electric Neuron. Today we are going to discuss about the parallel resonance circuit. In the previous lectures we have already completed about the series resonance circuit. Those parallel and series resonance circuit in the network theory is very basic in our electrical engineering and which is come about 5 to 6 mark in your examination. So it is very important for your examination like GATE, ESC, RRB, JEE and SSC, JEE also. So before starting our video lectures, I want to tell you that if you like the video, please share to your friend and also subscribe to this channel so that you will get immediate notification whenever I will upload a new video. Okay, so let's get started. What is behind the parallel resonance circuit and how quality factor will affect or how phasor diagram will be changed according to the parallel resonance circuit. So here we are considering the case 1 figure. So here in this case the resistance, inductance, capacitance, both the three elements are connected in parallel manner or parallel fashion, so that current will be distributed across the resistance, that is IR, across the inductance, that is IL, and across the capacitance, that is IC. Okay, and the total current is I from the source voltage V. Okay, so at resonance condition both the inductive current and capacitive current are same and that get cancel to each other, because of if one star another will be dissipate and another will not dissipate, another will discharge, and if one discharge then another will charge. Okay, like that it will be cancel to each other. So here only the resistance will be present here the resonance condition. So let's see the phasor diagram. So I have already told you that if we take the series resonance circuit, then voltage here current will be taken as a phasor, but in case of the parallel resonance circuit, in every circuit, every element or every case, we consider voltage as our reference figure. So this is the voltage we take reference in the x-axis direction. So here in this case the resistance, in case of resistance the current phasor and voltage phasor are in phase with each other, so phase angle is equal to 0. So this is the magnitude and this is the direction of IR, that is current across the resistance, and that is voltage across the resistance, that is IR. Okay, so due to inductance the voltage or the current will be lag voltage by 90 degree. So here the current axis in the 90 degree clockwise to the voltage. Okay, so in case of the capacitance the current will be lead the voltage by 90 degrees. So here we are taking the current as our 90 degree clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction to the voltage. Okay, and we have already know that at resonance condition current across the capacitance and current across the inductance that are same, so that they will cancel to each other, then actual parameter will be left here V and the IR. Okay, so this is our resultant case, only the V element will be there and the current with the resistance, that is voltage across the resistance. So this is our actual resulting circuit phasor. Okay, so now come to the by this figure we are applying here KVL equation, that is Kirchhoff's current law equation. So by putting the Kirchhoff's current equation in this node, there is one node present here, both the node are same na. See, those are the two node, but those two node are connected with the same thing. So that's why we are taking this as one node, here also another node. So this node we are taking as a reference node, that's why the voltage across this node is 0, and we are considering here the voltage across this node will be maximum. So this voltage will be like to the source voltage V. Okay, so now consider KCL equation, that is Kirchhoff current law. By equating this, then total current is equal to current across the resistance and phase angle is 0, and the current across the capacitance and phase angle is 90 degree, because of it leads the voltage by 90 degree in the anti-clockwise direction, that's why we are taking 90 only, and the plus current across the inductance. Okay, So current across the inductance is lagging the voltage by 90 degree and it is clockwise direction, that's why we are taking here minus 90 degree. So we have already know by at the resonance condition inductive current and the capacitive current are same. So if they are same, then the J term will be here. If we take the this phase angle to our imaginary part, then only the minus term will be come here, and the IC and IL are get same, so they are cancel each other. So after cancelling we will get I is equal to IR angle 0. Okay, so this is the actual figure I have already shown here. Okay, so this is the voltage and this is the current across the resistance and voltage across the resistance VR. Okay, and for at resonance condition IL is equal to IC, so current across the inductance is equal to, that is we have already known due by applying the Ohm's law, that is V is equal to IR. So I is equal to what? B divided by R. So here at the inductance case there is a inductive reactance. At the place of resistance we are taking here inductive reactance and capacitive reactance XL and XC. Okay, so for inductive current we are taking here inductive reactance and capacitive current we are taking here capacitive reactance at resonance condition only. Okay, so here see the voltage are same in this both the cases, that is V, source voltage V, because of here only one node is there. So the source voltage is equal to voltage across the inductance and voltage across the capacitance. So here both the voltage get cancelled in the right hand side and left hand side. Okay, so after cancelling this we will get 1 divided by XL is equal to 1 divided by XC, and we have already know from the previous lecture that 1 by X, that is susceptance across the inductance is equal to susceptance to the capacitance. This is the true for the all the condition when VL is equal to 1 by omega C or VC is equal to omega C. Okay, from this equation only we can able to calculate this term. Also XL is equal to XC, this relation is true only for this case of other parallel circuit. This relation does not satisfy for other parallel circuit. For this parallel circuit, that means if consider resistance, inductance, capacitance are parallel but not combination of resistance, inductance, capacitance like that. So if we take this condition only, then only this condition will be satisfied, that is XL is equal to XC. So after taking this VL is equal to 1 by omega C put here in this equation, okay, and VC is equal to omega C, then only we can able to find omega 0 is equal to, that is natural frequency, is equal to 1 divided by root over of L and C, and its unit is radian per second. So we have already know that omega 0 is equal to what? 2 pi and FC. Okay, 2 pi and F. So after taking the F here, F0, that is equal to taking 2 pi into the right hand side, that means it will come to the denominator side of the right hand side. So 1 divided by 2 pi root over of LC in terms of Hertz, its unit is Hertz. Okay, and we know from the previous lecture that is pi, that is conductance, sorry, admittance. Admittance is equal to conductance plus J, susceptance across the capacitance minus susceptance across the inductance. So we have already know from this equation, that is susceptance across the inductance is equal to susceptance across the capacitance. We can cancel this term, we can neglect this term. So Y is equal to G now, that is conductance is equal to admittance now. So if this Y is minimum, then Z is maximum, it is inversely proportional to Z. Okay, impedance is inversely proportional to admittance. So that's why if admittance is minimum, then impedance is maximum. Okay, and if impedance is maximum and current will be minimum, because current is inversely proportional to impedance. See, from our basic rule, that is Ohm's law only, V is equal to IR we know. So I is equal to what? V divided by R. So it is inversely proportional to resistance, yes or no? So if it is inversely proportional to resistance, that means it is also inversely proportional to admit impedance. So if impedance is maximum, then current, that is minimum. So here in this case current will be minimum, and cos theta, that is equal to cos 0, because of the angle between voltage and current is 0. Why? Because if we are taking only the resistance part here, and we are neglecting inductance and capacitance due to current and current across the capacitance and inductance is same in the resonance condition. Okay, so that's why the cos theta, that is power factor, is equal to 1, that is unity power factor, and IR, that is current across the resistance, is equal to, this is the active component of current, this is not reactive component, resistance is the active component, so that's why is equal to I, or total current I. Okay, and the net reactive current is equal to 0 because they are cancelled to each other, and current in the inductor or the current in the capacitor greater than the source current, this phenomena is called the current magnification. Here current magnification will be shown, but in case of the series resonance circuit we can able to see the voltage magnification, because of the voltage across the inductor and voltage across the capacitor will be greater than the source voltage. So that's why that condition is called the voltage magnification. But in case of parallel resonance circuit we can able to see the current magnification. And the for resonance circuit also called as a parallel resonance circuit is also called as a anti-resonance circuit or rejector circuit. Okay, so this circuit is also called as anti-resonance or rejection circuit. Now come to the condition 2 or case 2. That means if combination of resistance, inductance, resistance, capacitance is there, then what are the figure of the phasor diagram and what are the resultant figure we will see here. So here resistance, inductance and resistance, capacitance get parallel to each other and we can supply the voltage as V. So here inductor is lagging, that is less than 90 degree, because combination of both the resistance and inductance present here. Okay, and capacitor is leading less than 90 degree, it is not exactly 90 degree because of the resistance and capacitance both the element are present here. That is why the leading and lagging of the current value will be less than 90 degree, here not exactly 90 degree. Okay, so let's come to the phasor diagram here. So this is the supply voltage. Already I have told you that in the parallel combination we can consider only the voltage is our phasor diagram, phasor reference. So take a reference voltage as our phasor. Okay, so this is the capacitance condition and this is the inductance condition, and the capacitance current is I2 and the inductance current is I1. So they are not exactly 90 degree, they are less than 90 degree, or angle is theta 2 and here angle is theta 1. Okay, so if we take let me erase first. If we take this I2 to 90 degree, exactly 90 degree here, then sin theta will be multiply here I2 sin theta 2, because of it will be transferred to this side. Okay, if I1 will be transferred to this side, then it will be multiply with the sin theta 1 angle. Okay, so this is the condition, and after multiplying this, the I2 sin theta 2 and I1 sin theta 1 get cancelled to each other here. Okay, so here AB is equal to I1 cos theta 1. If we take in this side, then I2 AB is equal to I1 cos theta 1 also, and AE or BC is equal to I1 sin theta 1. This is okay, and AD is equal to I2 cos theta 2, Am is equal to I2 sin theta 2. So after taking the both the current as a reference to voltage, then we will get total current I is equal to I cos theta 1 plus I2 cos theta 2. So this is the actual resulting figure. Okay, and we have already known that is BL is equal to BC, that is susceptance across the inductance is equal to susceptance across the capacitance. So here BL is equal to what? XL divided by R square plus XL square. From previous lectures we have already told you that BL is equal to XL divided by R1 square plus XL square, and XC is equal to R2 square plus XC square. Okay, please remember that, so that you can able to calculate easily the frequency, that is resonance frequency. Okay, so after taking this, put XL is equal to omega L and X is equal to 1 divided by omega C. Then after considering omega L, that is 2 by FL, and omega C, that is 2 by FC, then taking F0 to the left hand side, then we will get this resulting frequency formula, that is 1 divided by 2 by root over of LC, root over of R1 square minus L divided by C divided by R2 square minus L divided by C. Okay, and I is equal to V into Y, or I is equal to V into Y, that is conductance. Okay, admittance, that is G1 plus G2 conductance plus susceptance, in imaginary term susceptance here, or I is equal to V into, this is the conductance is here, and the susceptance get cancelled, so this conductance is G1 is equal to R1 divided by R1 square plus XL square, and G2 is equal to R2 divided by R2 square plus XC square. Okay, like that. Now come to the case number 3. Here we consider the inductive element and the resistor element to the series circuit with the parallel capacitance. So here two current will be divided here, and the total current is I and the voltage source is V. Okay, so here also voltage is taken as a reference phasor, and the current will be leading, this I2 current will be exactly 90 degree leading here, but here inductive current will be lagging theta 1 degree, that is not exactly 90 degree, less than 90 degree. Okay, so if we consider in this direction E direction, then I1 sin theta 1, if we consider in this B direction, then I1 cos theta 1. Okay, so AB, if we take AB, then it is I1 cos theta 1, or if we take AE or BC, then it is I1 sin theta 1. Okay, like that. BC, this, see, this circuit and this circuit both are same na, so that's why AE is equal to BC, that is I1 sin theta 1. So after taking resulting circuit, then we will get V1 is here, and I is equal to I1 cos theta 1, or this is the power triangle or impedance triangle. Here active component, reactive component, and the total element. Okay, or cos theta 1, that is B divided by H, so here B base is R and the H, that is hypotenuse, is Z1, or sin theta 1, that is P divided by H, that is perpendicular is XL divided by hypotenuse is Z1, so XL divided by Z1. All things can be calculated easily if you have studied the basic part of this series and parallel connection of AC, and the series and parallel connection of the resonance circuit. Okay, so this is the quality factor. So quality factor is equal to omega 0 divided by R divided by L, or quality factor is equal to omega 0 divided by omega 2 minus omega 1, that is bandwidth. Okay, because quality factor is always inversely proportional to bandwidth, and bandwidth is also always inversely proportional to quality factor. That's why omega 2 minus omega 1 is our bandwidth, and frequency f2 minus f1 is also our bandwidth. So quality factor Q is equal to omega 0 divided by omega 2 minus omega 1, and f0 divided by f2 minus f1. and this is the actual formula. Please remember that one, then only you can able to find this one. Okay, now come to our relationship between the damping ratio and the quality factor. So what is damping ratio? See, damping ratio, or the sign of the damping ratio is zeta. I am writing here, this is the damping ratio. Okay, damping ratio is equal to 1 divided by 2 into quality factor. Please remember that formula. Damping factor is equal to zeta, that is equal to 1 divided by 2 into quality factor. Okay, so let's find how it will come. So here voltage, here series network we are taking, and voltage sources is there and current will be flowing like there. So here current will be same, but voltage are different across the resistance, inductance and capacitance. So by KVL using here, the total voltage V is equal to voltage across the resistance, that is IR, and voltage across the inductance, that is L di divided by dt, and the voltage across the capacitance 1 by C integration of 1 by C dt I dt. Okay, so now different with respect to t, this equation, then we will get b dash dv divided by dt, that is v dash, and r is constant here, and the current will be changing, so that's why di divided by dt, and that is small change in current across the resistance, and inductance, that is L di divided by d square I divided by dt square, because of the it is double differentiation here, and here the integration is there and differentiation is there, that means they cancel each other, so I get left and 1 divided by C, that is constant here. Okay, now divide by L, this equation divided by L. Okay, so after dividing L in this equation, V dash is equal to R di divided by dt plus L di square divided by dt square plus I divided by C whole divided by L, then we will get V dash divided by L d square I divided by C. This component we are taking as the first, so d square I divided by dt square plus, because L and L get cancelled na, here R divided by L, di divided by dt, and I divided by L into C. Okay, so this is the equation. So after taking this equation, we are considering the d square as our this is another characteristic equation. This is d square plus R divided by L into d plus 1 divided by LC into I, that is equal to 0. Okay, or here we know from the control system, that is s square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square is equal to 0. If we don't have studied the control system, then please go through the control system lecture, then only you can able to understand this is the characteristic equation only. This is our characteristic equation which is at the denominator side. So by comparing this characteristic equation to this equation only, we can able to find 2 zeta omega n, that is R divided by L, and omega n square is equal to this. So omega n square is equal to 1 divided by LC, and omega 2 is equal to omega 1 here. So on comparing this equation and this equation, then we will get 2 zeta omega n is equal to R divided by L, and omega n square is equal to 1 divided by LC. So in this equation we will get 2 zeta omega n, that is equal to R divided by L. So 2 omega n is equal to, here from this equation only we can take omega L is equal to 1 divided by root over of LC, and after putting this we will get omega n is equal to 1 divided by root over of LC. Let's calculate these terms to these terms. Okay, so after taking we can able to calculate the zeta. So this is the solution of zeta. Zeta is equal to, take R divided by L in the right hand side here, so take L root over of LC and 2 in the right hand side, then root over of LC in the numerator side, and 2 get converted to the denominator side. So after taking R divided by 2 and L here, and root over LC is as same place. Okay, so r divided by 2 as like as a previous r divided by 2 here, and here we are multiplying root over of L in the both the denominator and numerator. Okay, so here after multiplying we'll get root over of L and root over of L get multiplied, then we'll get L in the numerator side. So one denominator side L is present there, so both the denominator side and numerator side L get cancelled. So after cancelling each other, then we will get r divided by 2 root over of LC as our zeta, that is damping ratio. Okay, please remember that damping ratio formula is zeta is equal to r divided by 2 root over of LC, and we know the quality factor is equal to 1 divided by r root over of L divided by C. So after putting this, after comparing this quality factor equation and the damping ratio equation, then only we can able to find the relationship between quality factor and the damping ratio, that is zeta damping ratio is equal to 1 divided by quality factor into 2. Okay, so now come to one question that is related to series resonance circuit. See, the voltage sources is given, that is 10 sin omega t, and current will be flowing like this. The resistance value 0.25 given, and the inductance 1 Henry and the capacitance 1 farad is given. So it is asking about to find the frequency, resonance frequency f0, quality factor, damping ratio, bandwidth frequency f1 and f2, and the current at f0. So first let's find the f0, that is resonating frequency, that is equal to, we have already know from the omega is equal to 1 divided by root over of LC formula. So after converting this equation, we will get this equation f0 is equal to 1 divided by root over of LC into 2 pi. So put the value of L and C, that is 1 Henry and 1 farad, then we will get 1 divided by 2 pi as our resonance frequency f0. And quality factor we have already know, that is 1 divided by r root over of LC. So resistance, inductance, capacitance, all the value are given, so we can easily calculate the quality factor. So quality factor value is here 4. And zeta, that is damping ratio, from this equation only, from taking this equation only. Okay, see, this equation only we can able to find the damping ratio zeta is equal to 1 divided by 2q, that is 1 divided by 2 into that is quality factor. Quality factor we have already got from here, that is 4. 1 divided by 2 into 4 is 8, so 1 divided by 8. And bandwidth, that is frequency divided by resonance frequency divided by quality factor, it is inversely proportional, we have already discussed. So put here, so we know that bandwidth is f2 minus f1. So bandwidth is equal to f0 divided by q. So f0 value we got from here, and q quality factor value we got from here. So after taking the both the quality factor and the resonance frequency, then you can able to find the bandwidth as 1 divided by 8 pi hertz. Okay, so it is clear to you. And now come to the frequency f1 and f2, that is two cutoff frequency 1 and cutoff frequency f2, that is lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequency. So we know from the bandwidth equation only, that is f2 minus f1 is equal to 1 divided by 8 pi. So after taking f2 as a left hand side and right hand side, 1 divided by 8 pi plus f1. So f1 f2 is equal to f0 square and 1 divided by 2 pi square. This is another equation, you can remember this equation also. f1 f2 is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi square. So after adding the f1 plus f2 square and taking difference f1 f2 minus f1 square, then we get 4 f1 f2. So after taking this f1 f2 here, f2 minus f1 is 1 divided by 8 pi square, and after taking this equation here, then we can able to find the f1 plus f2 square as 65 divided by 64 pi square. Okay, and after multiplying both the side root over, then we can able to find f1 plus f2 is equal to root over of 65 divided by 8 pi, and f1 is equal to root over of 65 divided by 8 pi minus f2, and putting this equation here, then we can able to find f1 and f2. Okay, so all the element are got here. So if you don't able to understand, then please ask me on the comment section, then I will clarify your doubt. Okay, so now come to the quality factor of parallel resonance circuit that was left from this video. So this is the voltage sources, and this is resistance, inductance, capacitance. Three elements are connected in parallel connection, and current are get distributed in each the element, and the total current is I. So quality factor is equal to reactive element divided by total, that is VL or VC divided by V. We can know this quality factor from series resonance circuit also. This is the condition of series. For parallel circuit, Q is equal to IL or IC divided by I, because of the here current will be different na, so that's why. So in series circuit, voltage magnification present, but here current magnification present. I have already told you that. Okay, it is valid for any communication of parallel circuit. So quality factor is equal to IC divided by I, that is reactive components of capacitance divided by IR, that is active component. Reactive components of current divided by active component of current. So quality factor is equal to IL divided by I or IC divided by I. So IL is equal to V divided by XL, or I is equal to V divided by R. So from that we can able to find that R divided by XL and R divided by omega. So this is the overall quality factor, that is R divided by omega L, or quality factor is equal to R root over of C divided by L. Or if we take the series circuit, then 1 divided by R root over of L by C. Okay, this is the quality factor. See, series quality factor, and this is the parallel quality factor. Okay, so there is a small difference in between the series and parallel circuit, so no need to worry about it. And the quality factor Q is equal to 1 divided by XL for XC for capacitance element. Okay, so BC, or that is susceptance across the inductance, or capacitance divided by G, that is conductance, and quality factor is equal to IC divided by, this is the total. Okay, whatever we have discussed here, so we can conclude here. Okay, so for today that's it. So if you have any doubt, then please ask me on the comment section, and please share to your friend and also your WhatsApp group, so that they also benefited to this subject. Okay, so for today that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.